And now that the dust has settled after Serena Williams' shocking loss at the US Open, it's a good time to look beyond the trophies and awards that define her legacy. She was one of the best players of all time, and her backstory is the stuff of legends. We'll look how this rough diamond was polished to become a world-class athlete whose legacy goes far beyond her dominance on the court. First, her everlasting legacy. Serena's career numbers show just how dominant she is. Her role as a cultural icon, however, is often forgotten. Serena and Venus both took a stand against keeping things the same. This was a subtle way to exclude others based on their history. They spoke against their tired rhetoric that had become a part of the American way of thinking. The siblings gave a divisive blow to all the critics who like to point out Uncle Sam's troubled past and the lasting effects of slavery and racism. Serena was a living example of how hard work and determination can win over luck and prejudice. She gave hope to millions of people worldwide because she could always win. It was why non-white people started playing on the WTA Tour. Given their skills, Naomi Osaka, Madison Keys, Coco Gauff, and Sloane Stephens, to name a few, would have made it to the top. But we can't forget about Serena's part. She spoke up for millions of people who needed help. This might be bigger than anything she's done on the court. Serena's life after tennis looks like it will be good. She's a lot of things and has done well in fashion and business. But the best thing she did was set the standard for excellence. Serena is unique, and no one else will ever be like her. Next, let's talk about why Serena will be remembered in tennis. All good things must come to an end, but we are so proud of everything that Serena Williams was able to do in her 27 years as a professional tennis player before she retired. From playing with her older sister Venus and getting training from her father Richard Williams to winning and starting her own family, Serena Williams has become a true icon. Even when people didn't believe in her, Serena has always kept going and worked through problems. The tennis champion started her career in 1995. She grew up in Compton, California, and in her first US Open that year, she wore her famous white braids for the first time. Even though she lost her first match, Serena didn't let it get her down. She kept being a role model for black girls everywhere. In the 2021 movie King Richard, starring Sanaya Sidney, Demi Singleton, and Will Smith, Serena's relationship with her father and her rise in the tennis world are shown. Serena Williams has shown that she can do everything, from doing stunts during New York Fashion Week at the Glam Slam events to serving up on the courts. She has nothing left to prove. To honor Serena, here are some memories we will always have of her. First, her philanthropic pursuits. Serena has made it a point to give back to her global community since she became a UNICEF Goodwill Ambassador in 2011. By working with UNICEF, she's been able to help them make sure that children in need get the education they need. She also gives back through Serena Ventures, the venture capital fund she runs. Through this project, Serena has been able to help different business owners get funding and give people in the finance industry jobs. The sport of philanthropy says that Serena didn't tell the public about the company until 2014, a few years after it started. This is because the company was just getting started. In an Instagram post, she said, "I started Serena Ventures to give founders in many fields a chance to grow. Serena Ventures puts money into business that value leadership, individual freedom, creativity, and opportunity." Next, choices in clothing that stood out on the court. Serena has never been shy about how much she loves tennis, but she never misses it when it comes to fashion on the court. Her style has always been professional while also being fun and colorful. She launched her women's clothing business in 2004. Its name was Anneries, and it offered clothing for various body kinds. Young adult Serena attended the Art Institute of Fort Lauderdale. After that, she switched to business management. Serena Williams always makes a statement with what she wears, whether a bright asymmetrical unitard in honor of the late track star Floho or a denim skirt and thigh-high boots. For her last career match, she chose to work with Carly Ellis, Nike's lead apparel designer. The piece we saw at the US Open in 2022 was made by two people who have worked together for a long time. A pair of Nike Court Flare 2 shoes made just for her went with the dress. Even her initials were on the side, and there were 6 layers to show that Serena had won 6 tournaments. Moving on, winning various titles and accolades while juggling motherhood. As a tennis player, and even more so as a woman of color, this is more than a historic achievement. In 2002, Serena beat her sister Venus to win her first Wimbledon title. Since then, she hasn't stopped and has won many more matches. She was even called Serena Slam because she won 4 Grand Slams in a row. Serena made history by winning the most titles and being the most successful player in the Open era. She has also won 73 single titles, 73 Olympic gold medals, and more. Insider says that in 2016, she was the oldest woman to be ranked as the #1 women's tennis player. Serena told everyone after the Australian Open in 2017 that she was pregnant. She had her daughter, Alexis Olympia Ohanian Jr., in September of that year. In her career, she has shown the world what it means to sacrifice, find balance, and set limits. Despite what the media says, she has not only been a great mom, but also managed to keep her career going while she was pregnant. Serena also married her husband, Alexis Ohanian Sr., in 2017. Since then, she has been able to balance being successful at work and in a relationship, her final debut at the US Open, and her support for the next generation. Serena's last Grand Slam match was this summer against Alia Tomljanovic. She lost the match with grace. This match, which lasted 3 hours and 5 minutes, was also Williams' longest in her tennis career. When it was her last time to play, she gave a speech in which she reflected on the years and thanked everyone who supported her. With all that Serena has done, she has made it possible for young tennis players like Naomi Osaka and Coco Gauff from Generation Z to follow in her footsteps or even do better than she did. When Gauff got interested in tennis when she was young and watched Serena play, she has since been able to connect with her childhood idol and learn from her journey. As a black woman in the world, you sometimes have to settle for less. I feel like Serena taught me to never settle for less by showing me that she never did, Gauff told Insider. Even though she's no longer playing tennis, we hope to see more of Serena in the near future as she turns her attention to her family and life after tennis. Finally, who will pick up the baton after Serena? One of the best things about the United States Tennis Association's USTA development program for women's tennis is that new stars are always coming up. Coco Gauff was a big star at Wimbledon when she was 15. 3 years later, she's still getting better. This year, she made it to the Grand Slam final. Because of her skill, Danielle Collins made it to the final of the Australian Open this year. Madison Keys, ranked number 20 in the world, has reached the finals of 3 major tournaments and won semifinal, while Sloane Stephens has won the US Open. Amanda Anisimova reached her first Grand Slam semifinal at the 2019 French Open. Alison Risquet and Jessica Pegula have reached a Grand Slam quarterfinal in their careers. There are other competitors to watch besides the big names, like Emma Navarro, ranked number 145 in the world, and the daughter of business magnate Ben Navarro. The right-handed pitcher, who is 21 years old, may have started later than some other players like Gauff, but she is a small group of players who could become a star. So losing Serena Williams, who has inspired millions of people worldwide for decades and changed how tennis is seen and even played, would be bad for any sport. But from the USTA's point of view, this makes room for new players on the way. The slams are coming, and they might happen sooner than you think because they have so many good players. Unfortunately, guys, that's all the time we had for today. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Till next time, cheers.